Hi. So, for all of you non-cookers, I've got the perfect thing for you. And you don't need much. You need some pecorino or Parmigiano-Reggiano, which I like that better. Tomatoes, some garlic, and basil. This time I'm using Thai basil, but I usually use just regular basil, not Thai basil. But I just got this today. The regular basil, the leaves are a lot prettier, so you want to, and bigger. So you want to pick out the prettiest leaves, and I'll show you all of that in a moment. You need a baguette, a peeler, a knife, and you need a bread knife. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make bruschetta, and it's the easiest thing. So if you're having a dinner party and you don't know what to do or what to make as an appetizer or something, or you're going to somebody's house and you want to take a little appetizer, this is so simple and it's so good and you're gonna love it. The first thing you're gonna do is you're going to take your baguette and cut it. I like to cut it on the bias because I think that looks prettier. So we're gonna cut it on the bias, and I'm gonna cut a few slices. Like, you can do as much, and like it's as thick or as thin as you want it, but I like it about like that. So I'm gonna cut a few slices here, and so once again, this is called bruschetta. And there are many different versions of this. You can actually chop all this up together, like the tomatoes and the garlic and the basil, and you can chop it all up and mix it together, and then with a little olive oil, and then put that on the bread. But this is just, I don't know, it's a little more fun and it looks cute. So, oh, one more thing that I forgot. You also need olive oil, but I always have that in my pantry. Olive oil. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these, and you wanna toast them on both sides. At least that's how I like to do it, because I like mine toasted on both sides. I like it crispy, crunchy. So I'm gonna stick mine in the little toaster oven that I have, and I'm gonna turn that on. Then you can, if you don't have a toaster oven, you can do it in the broiler of your oven, but you have to remember that once you put that bread in there, it doesn't take very long for it to get super toasty. So watch it, and I like to do both sides, so make sure you do that if you want. If not, whatever. But the trick is the garlic. So I cut my garlic in half, and I cut off the end. So I'm gonna take that end where I cut off, and I'm gonna rub that over my toasted bread. This raw garlic, when you do that, will just give that bread a zing. It's gonna be so good. You only do it on one side though, because you don't need that much garlic. But it's so fresh and fragrant. So we're just gonna wait on our bread to toast. And in the meantime, I guess I could go ahead and cut the tomatoes. So I'll cut the tomatoes, and I'm just gonna do a nice, I got some nice romas today at the grocery store, so I think this will be fine. And they're, you know, they're a good size to fit on the bread. If you get those beef steaks, it's too big. Heirlooms would be good, but whatever, just as long as it's a nice ripe tomato and it smells pretty good. So I'm just gonna do small little slices here, because we're gonna use them whole on the bread. It just looks nicer. again, you can do this any way you want. You can make a sort of salsa out of this and then put it on, but that's up to you. It's a decent tomato. I like it. That's what I really wanted to do, was eat. The cheese, so this is a pecorino, which is a little salty. And this is Parmigiano-Reggiano. This is the better, I think, of the two for this. But again, it's whatever you like. I'm looking at my... It's taking more time than I wanted. Oh, there we go. I don't think I had it on broil. Now I do. Okay, so that's still toasting. So I have that. I have a nice little plate to put my stuff on. And you know what? I'm going to, right now, I'm going to find the prettiest leaves that you can find and pluck them. And you can do, so when I use the regular basil and not the Thai basil, I just use one leaf per slice of bread, and it's plenty. It's totally plenty. And I think I'll do the same here, because Thai basil, I mean, fresh basil, it's so strong and nice. So I'm just gonna select some pretty leaves. Probably the bigger ones is are the ones that I like. There's that. Let's see, is there a big one here? Oh, there's a good size. So a lot of times Thai basil will look a little purple. So nice. Okay, I'm gonna cook this and we'll be right back. Okay, so now I have my toasted bread. It's coming out of the toaster oven, and I'm just going to take it. Ooh. I'm gonna use this, it's hot. And burn my little fingers. So now I have some toasted bread, and it's just an easy, like, golden brown, but it's crusty. Here is the trick. You just take this garlic that I showed you earlier. I cut the tip off, you know, the root end, and you just scrub it all over. There's one. I mean, ooh, so garlicky. Oh, I can smell that. That is gonna be delicious. And again, I like both sides toasted, so I toast both sides and I just rub it on like so. There's that. So anybody can do this. This is not a question of like, oh, I can't cook, I can't do anything. No, this is so easy. And I think people might be impressed with your skills just because of the zing from the garlic. Now already my garlic, I'm losing it because it's all getting rubbed off on here. Ooh, I just dropped that one. It's a good thing I have an extra, just for these situations. I'm kind of clumsy. All right, so I'm rubbing the garlic on. Okay, all the garlic is on. I'm just gonna pick this up and throw it away. Put that there for now. So now we have the garlic on. Now this is so simple and it's so pretty too. Now we're just gonna take and put our tomato on top. That's it. That's how simple this dish is. It's so simple. And there's an extra tomato. I guess I'm gonna have to eat it. So now we have the tomato on top. And now we're going to lay our basil on top of the tomato. Again, really simple, right? So simple. So super simple. And delicious. If you can't do this, there's something wrong with you. So now I'm going to take my peeler and I'm going to peel the cheese. I'm going to try to make a couple of good thin slices. Oops. And if you break it up, it's fine because you can add the cheese. So look, I have this long skinny piece right here. I just put it on. You can put as many pieces of cheese on there as you want. You just want to make sure you have a good bit so that you can taste it. And it helps too if the cheese is room temperature when you're using your peeler, because then it comes off better. Okay, so I think I have enough cheese. So now I'm just going to put the cheese on top of the bread, like that. There we go. I'm just going to use all of this cheese. And now I'm going to put everything on a nice little plate. So look at that. It's just simple. There's the basil underneath. Normally you'll see the basil. This one's hidden a little bit because it's a little small. So here it is. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. And you wanna use like a really good olive oil, something that has a really good flavor. I really love this stuff. It's delicious. And then you just drizzle it on. Just adds a little bit of texture or a little bit of more flavor. That's it. Now, you're ready to eat. Now, you tell me that you can't take this to someone's house and they wouldn't be impressed. It's simple. It's really fun and simple. So enjoy it. I'm gonna have one right now because I'm hungry and I love to eat. Really good. The zing from the garlic, it's fantastic. With the oil, the cheese, the basil, oh, it tastes really good. I think I like it now with Thai basil. That adds a new little flavor that I hadn't experienced before. That's nice. Make this the next time that you are invited to somebody's place. If you're not a cook and people know it, it's easy. Enjoy.